In a perfect world, cancer wouldn't exist. You can't think of it as a curse. Think of it more like this. Jesus stamped you with cancer. It was his way of sending you a friend request. He wants to meet you and see what a beautiful person he has made. Cancer is like your plane ticket home, and the Lord will be sitting on the porch waiting to greet you. God, I feel like Jesus sent me a friend request after reading this post. What the heck is poopin', H2Os and roller bros alike? I'm your guide, Q. Welcome back to r/insane people Facebook. We're gonna look at some folks that feel way too comfortable sharing their insane opinions with their friends and family on Facebook. Gamers rise up. Let's hop into the cringe. What are your hours? I want a cat drop at my house by tomorrow. I'm not sure I understand what you're wanting. We do in-home pet sitting. I'm asking for a free cat. Oh, okay, sorry. We are only a pet sitting business. Do you have a cat to babysitting? No, we go to other people's homes to care for their pets while they are on vacation. I'm block you. Okay. I'm so confused. So initially it seems like they want just a free cat. Like they're dropping off cats at houses. You know, they got excess stock of cats at this place or something. But then it seems like they want a cat to babysit their child. Like some specific special service cat that has the ability to babysit and take care of a child. Teacher sentenced to 3 years in prison for sex with a 14-year-old student. The victim's mother described the damage it has done to her son in court. The mom says it ruined the boy's life, and he can't make friends. That's the biggest bunch of BS to get money out of someone I've ever heard. This kid is going to be the most popular kid in his city, let alone his school. Mother says he's no longer vibrant and fun. Yeah, because he's no longer banging that hot ass. I would be too. Where the F-cuck do these teachers live, asking for a friend? Ugh. Like, I get it. When I was 14, this would have been a fantasy of mine. I would have wanted this sort of thing to happen, just personally. I know that in my own 14-year-old head, I would have been like, yo, that'd be so cool to, like, hook up with an attractive teacher. But it sounds like these guys are still thinking in that 14-year-old fantasy perspective, instead of the reality of the situation, which is this is a 27-year-old woman that's like, 5 years out of her undergraduate program at college, hooking up with somebody who's 2 years out of elementary school that's most likely still going through puberty. Like, you might think, like, oh, in my 14-year-old fantasy mind, this would have been the coolest thing ever, but you weren't there. You don't know what the circumstances of the situation were. You don't know how it all went down and what it felt like to be with somebody literally double your age as, like, a high school freshman or an 8th grader. I'm sure if this woman was a 2 out of 10 instead of a 7 out of 10, none of these comments would exist, and I can sure as hell guarantee if the gender roles were reversed, nobody would be saying anything like this in the comments. It's really nice to see you putting your stamp of approval on a child predator. I'd like to see you go on, like, To Catch a Predator and stand with those guys, pat them on the back, and be like, you're doing the right thing. You would have made this kid the most popular kid in school by doing this with him. We all want to do what's right for our kids. I'm a real mom who doesn't vaccinate. My son is currently 2 months old. He is positive for pertussis, I really hope I'm saying that right, and they are telling me he got it from my unvaccinated daughter. I have been mom-shamed all day but stood my ground on our beliefs. Has anyone else's child gotten some horrible disease because they don't vaccinate? Please comment. My baby is really suffering and it's horrible to watch. I need some encouragement that I did the right thing. Well, you didn't do the right thing. That's the funny, silly little thing about this. You're being mom-shamed because you're a bad mother, putting your child at risk of death from a preventable disease because you wouldn't take the accessible precautions to prevent that preventable disease. That's being a bad mother. You are letting your child die, and I'd say letting your child die, probably one of the top 10 bad things you can do as a mother. Can I sue my beekeeper neighbor? Every day I see my neighbor's bees flying around my garden, stealing the pollen or nectar from these flowers. Then the bees go back to my neighbor and create honey. My neighbor then harvests the honey and sells it for profit at farmers markets. I have never received so much as a jar of honey as compensation. And every day my neighbor's bees trespass and steal my flowers. I was stung once when I was a child. child, so I know how dangerous bees can be. The way I see it, this is the equivalent to a person's dog coming into my yard to steal balls or tools, then gives it back to his owner to sell for profit. Do I have legal ground to sue? What types of things should I be documenting in order to prepare for a legal battle, small claims or otherwise? What would be a fair settlement amount if my neighbor doesn't want to take it to court? Can I just ask you one thing, sir? What were you using the pollen and nectar from your flowers for? Do you actually think that's like killing the flowers or something like that? Can somebody explain to me what the actual rationale behind this guy wanting to sue his neighbors for the theft of his pollen and nectar is? I actually think he'd have a much better court case if he just argued that these bees were putting him in danger because they were, like, invading his yard and putting him at risk for injury or something. So maybe you should try that out, sir. Help Doctors Without Borders provide care in times of crisis. We need borders. Do not like what your name says. Doctors Without Borders isn't promoting to get rid of borders. Their name is referring to the fact that they provide healthcare to everyone without being limited by imaginary lines on maps. The name is very political. How? No, everybody's wrong in this situation. Doctors Without Borders is actually an organization that helps doctors deal with the harsh reality that Borders bookstores have gone out of business. Microsoft. Don't trust them, people. They harvest your data and give it to the NSA. Open your eyes. This is why I don't use their stuff. You have a PC and you bought your son an Xbox One. My PC is made by Dell, which uses Windows, and the games machine is made by Xbox. Neither of them use Microsoft. I do my research, unlike you. Both Windows and Xbox are made by Microsoft. Do your research. You're blind to the truth. Oh no, I think I understand the confusion here. The one guy's talking about Microsoft, this guy's talking about $Oft. They're two completely different companies, and honestly, $Oft sounds really sketchy. Trigger warning. So when we officially found out we were pregnant, I was a bit worried because I didn't want a girl. I told him if I found out we were having a girl, I would possibly not continue the pregnancy. So I prayed and I prayed very hard, and we're having a son. I was so relieved I started to cry for joy. I'm very spoiled and love attention, also enjoy being the only female in the house, aka his queen. I just don't get along with females. Also, I don't want to worry about puberty, birth control, early pregnancy, or just being worried with a girl at all. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm just happy to keep my place. The most egregious error of this post, there's a keep calm, carry on meme below it. I wish I could see what it says. What's it like? Keep calm and terminate female pregnancies? Guess what? Your kid's gonna get more attention than you no matter what gender it is. I don't know why you have to be the dominant female in the house. Like, that's so strange. Also, imagine this woman's shock if the kid turns out to be trans or something like that. She is going to be thrown for quite the loop. I wish I would have never been given the shot. I've had it ever since I was a baby. I didn't experiment on myself and didn't get the flu shot 3 years in a row. Got the flu super bad every single year and ended up in the hospital. So sadly, I must get it even though I don't fully trust it. Modern medicine for you, LOL. Are you saying because you got the flu shot as a kid, you now have to get it each year or else you get the flu? Yeah, I never get the flu when I got the shot, but if I don't get the shot, I get the flu really badly. Whoa, man, this is crazy. Oh my god, they're really breaking down this conspiracy here. It's almost as if the flu shot prevents the flu. Selling my son's setup because I caught him watching dirty Fortnite movies and I am a Christian mother. Couldn't you just, like, not mention that part of it when you're selling this setup? Or even better, don't sell the setup, just, like, take it away from him for a period of time. Like, you're definitely going to get less money in the secondhand market than he actually paid for it. So you're losing money. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face and shaming your son at the same time. Bravo to you. Like, I get it. As a parent, you have to discipline your children, and, like, sometimes you have to do sort of extreme things that your kids might not agree with, but doing this to your kid and having the possibility of him getting, like, bullied horrendously in school because his friends saw this on Facebook is just, this is a terrible idea. Hey, so I'm going to be going on a little bit of a vacation to visit some family over the next 4 days, and I'm not sure exactly what my upload schedule is going to be. I'm hoping to still be getting out videos during this time, but it could be a little bit strange, so please stick with me, and hopefully I can get out as many videos as possible during that time, because I like making videos, and I don't want to have to stop just because I'm going somewhere, but skate on to the best of your abilities, guys. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Happy holidays to everybody and all that jazz. Freaking drink more water, skate on to the best of your abilities. Probably already said that once, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Also, I almost forgot to mention, Amazon affiliate links to all of my equipment will be in the description down below, and the cool thing about those links is if you do other shopping after clicking the links, I get some credit for it, so consider doing that, but otherwise, have an absolutely fantastic day.
Become a country person.